Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
New tonight at 6, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention voted moments ago that healthcare workers and long-term care facility residents will be the first in line to get a COVID-19 vaccine. What does today's decision mean for those of us here in the Valley? Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard met with local health officials on what they're doing when Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine arrives in the Valley.
We're really anticipating cases to go back up.
As we wait for an expected Thanksgiving COVID case surge, health officials in the Red River Valley are prepping for the longly awaited COVID-19 vaccine.
The first ones to get it would be the nursing staff that's going to be injecting others.
Dr. James Volk with Sanford says next is frontline caregivers like physicians and nursing staff that are working on the COVID unit and ICU. Then comes the elderly and long-term care facilities.
We're in discussion right now as to where residents of long-term care fall on that priority list also. The vaccine, really appears very safe at this point in time. So I don't anticipate any issues in immunizing even elderly with multiple comorbidities.
Dr. Richard Vetter with Essentia says they're following similar steps with the addition of essential workers like firefighters and police officers.
Realizing, like everything else, COVID, that there'll probably be changes along the way.
Both are expecting the first shipment from Moderna and Pfizer coming to Fargo sometime this month. Pfizer's vaccine has to be stored at a temperature colder than a North Dakota winter, minus 80 degrees Celsius. Moderna's is minus 20.
Once you take it out of the deep storage or deep temperatures, you can actually refrigerate it for up to 5 days. So we'll have to have just really robust processes in place to make sure we can utilize all that product.
Both hospitals saying they have enough storage for the vaccine, but with the demand being high for freezers, other organizations may have a hard time finding them. And although it appears like hope is on the horizon, health experts say we're not out of the woods yet.
We're not trying to be the bad guys. We're just trying to ensure that those future holidays can be as joyous as can be with as many loved ones as you want.
In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Both health officials say getting vaccines for the general public may be available and won't be available until spring. To stay up to date on the latest, download the VNL News app. The state of Minnesota is reporting 3,570 new COVID-19 cases today, along with 22 new deaths in the state. North Dakota, meanwhile, reporting 409 new cases, 27 new deaths. 169 of today's new cases are in Cass County. We have the full breakdown for you on our website, valleynewslive.com. Let's flash back a year ago today. Remember this? Fargo is seeing at least 7 inches of snow. This is a video from parts of the valley, including Frazee, Minnesota. Quite the difference that we're seeing today with temps above average for the first time this year. Hutch, we're living the good life right now, aren't we? I'm hoping that there's no snow in the immediate forecast. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you very much, and I hope everyone out there is having a great day. The weather continues to be great, and this is one measurement from the Hankinson area Brian sent from that storm last November 30th into December 1st. What a doozy that was. Tonight we have a cool front making its way through, but the radar shows not much more than just a few clouds out there. We do have winds. Right now we have a south wind ahead of the cold front. You can tell when the cold front moves through because your wind is going to shift. That's one of the first signs that a front has passed your area. Now it's moved into Jamestown. It's moved into Devil's Lake, but your temperature's not super cold as a result. We continue to be quite mild. So for this evening, we'll have increasing clouds in our western counties, including Grand Forks and Fargo, with temperatures in the mid-20s. Mike, our wind should shift direction around that 10 o'clock hour, and after that, we will see some changes. Some will see some flakes of snow. And I'll have details on exactly how this little weak cool front will impact your hump day here in a moment.
Weak cool front in December is okay.
Not a foot of snow either. So.
That's great. Thanks.
Yes.
Police tell us it was an argument that led to yesterday's gruesome attack that left a man beaten. They say the injuries are not life-threatening. These 4 people were arrested, and authorities say they knew the victim. He was found bleeding at 809 10th Street South in Fargo, and police say an axe and a bat were used in the attack. A 21-year-old man has been charged with intentional murder after shooting a man outside his home in Beltrami County. Montana Cutback appeared in court today. The incident happened last Tuesday night when authorities got a call about a man who was shot to death outside his home. Authorities say the victim and Cutbank got into an argument, and then Cutbank shot the victim in the head with a sawed-off shotgun. A North Dakota man accused of shooting and wounding 2 police officers in Wisconsin has entered not guilty pleas. 23-year-old Nathaniel Benton of Fargo is accused of shooting the 2 officers November 6th after they responded to a hotel on a report of a possible hit and run. He's also wanted on charges involving a shooting here in Fargo that injured a man. A 55-year-old man will spend more than 21 years in prison for sexually abusing an incapacitated person. Paul Kavanaugh will also be on supervised release for life. In August, a jury found him guilty after he reportedly got an 18-year-old woman drunk and forced her to engage in a sexual act while she was incapacitated. Minnesota has reached a grim milestone. That's a month ahead of 2019's overall traffic fatality count. The numbers out today show 364 people have died on the road since January 1st. On a 10-year average, 30 people died on Minnesota roads in the month of December. Meanwhile, 267 DWI arrests were made on Minnesota roads between November 26th through the 30th. Overall this year, more than 21,000 people have been arrested for DWI. That compares to more than 25,000 at this time last year. In North Dakota, 20 people were arrested between the Wednesday before and the Sunday after the holiday. Last year, 13 people were arrested. The total number of DUI arrests in the state last year was more than 4,600. The total to date this year stands at more than 3,600. Several of you have reached out to our whistleblower hotline asking us to investigate what some are calling a racist Snapchat group involving students at NDSU. We took your concerns that NDSU has not addressed this issue to the school. They responded, saying that they were first alerted about the group on November 2nd and that it was dealt with within 48 hours. The school did not provide specifics on any punishments for those involved. NDSU did add that they were not sure why the issue is being brought up again. We're going to have more on this story coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 10, including local reaction to the posts. That's again tonight at 10 and through the evening on valleynewslive.com. COVID-19 may have reached the U.S. earlier than first projected. Later on Valley News Live at 6, when researchers think the virus arrived on U.S. soil.
And on this date last year, as mentioned, it was doggone snowy out there. This fella probably prefers the weather that we have today, and I know these fellas would too. I'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect on your Wednesday as a cool front moves through next.